Hello guys and welcome back to another tutorial here on my channel. And today I don't really have anything that I've redone, like something that I've already made that I want to show you how to make. Today we're just going to freestyle it a bit. So this video might be longer, I'm not sure. But first up, guys, this is insane. We have hit 200 subscribers, and it's literally insane, guys. Like, holy crap! I didn't even think I would get to like 100. I thought I was like, when I started this channel, I was like, yeah, that's not gonna be fun. We're just gonna make videos, and then it's gonna die like after a week, and I will have like 16 subscribers. But actually, this went in a completely different direction, and I really love it. I'm so thankful, people. Thank you so much for subscribing and supporting me here on YouTube. So let's stop talking around here and just hop right into our Blender and just start the server. So you might hear I'm a little sick. My voice is a little bit different. So but I don't think anybody's gonna bother. So, yeah, let's just get right into it. So I'm gonna make a new general file and just get rid of the default cube. And so I was thinking about like a landscape with some water and like a blue sun rising above it. That sounds kind of cool. So, let's make it. So let's actually scale this thing up to 3. That's a scale I like to work with, and then I'll make a second window where I have my shader editor right here. And I'll take the default material. Before we do that, let's actually not forget it like I always do. Let's change it to Octane, the render engine. So let's select the first material and just set all the material output to Octane and get a glossy, no, not a glossy, let's actually get a metal, if I could type it right, metal material, and surface. So, and the displacement, where is it? It is right. Wait, why is there no displacement on the metal material? Am I going crazy? No, there is displacement. I'm just going crazy. Okay. So, now I'm gonna pull up my assets for this video. So I put some assets together that I want to use, and it's this right here. It's a mountain texture. So we have the mountains on the rising sun. Omeg, that was just a glowing material. So let's plug the normal right here. It's gonna be really easy. And let's get a displacement. It's 8K, so put it to 8K. I recommend it. And height, the mid level is gonna be 0.5, and the height is gonna be like. Let's just see how this looks right here. Updating shaders. Let's see. This video is also it took me a long time to make a new video because I just didn't have time. You know, school, all that other stuff uh didn't come in clutch. You know, so um yeah, I had to. It took me a while to make a new video, and I think this looks pretty good. Let's make them about this high. Wait, so let's. Oh wait, unplug the normal. Let's unplug the normal. Oh, that's how I want it. That's how I want it. So actually, let's go without the normal. The normal won't be included in the pack then. I end up using it like this, which I will probably do. So that looks pretty good. Yeah, I want to have my camera here. I want it pretty quick. So let's put the camera here, and just shift and the tilde key, and just position my camera so I like it here. Yeah, I dig this, and let's create the water. So let's make a new plane. That is three big, if you can say it like that. Move it a bit up so it just comes out of the displacement. Start the render server again. Oop, that's a little bit too much. Oh, like this maybe. That looks good. Um, yeah, about like that. And then we'll make the water material. I'll just call this water. I'll call this mountain. A plain one. Oh, I put the mountain on it too, right? Yeah. So just put the water. I'm gonna make this a specular material. And this render right here, it's like a daily render. So you can have a fast render that looks good. So you can upload it on Instagram or something like that. Because daily renders is something you should definitely get into, because that's really how you learn and start knowing what to do and what looks good. So yeah, do that. I'll just get a noise right here and plug the noise into my bump. So we just get some nice water here. Just play around with the roughness, so that's 0. Oh yeah. And I think that already looks pretty good, the water. We might also put some of the let me just quickly go to my assets and my mountain displacements right here. Mountain displacement kit, and I think it's mountain displacement 3. Yeah, it's 3. Let's see which one. Okay, this is the wrong one. Let's see. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I actually decided on not putting a texture on these, because this is it's gonna look nice when it's gonna be reflecting. So let's just continue. Just forget what I just did there, and get a circle. So the circle, it's just going to be a circle with nothing in it. So we can fill this circle by pressing tab and pressing F for fill, and then just tab out of it again, and you have a circle. And I would also recommend putting a subdivision surface on this to just make the corners a little bit more just smooth. So viewport 1, you see they're really rough, the corners right here. Really see them, and if you put it like 1 and the render is gonna be 2, it's gonna be just fine. So yeah, just move this to wherever you want it, and I want it over here somewhere. So let's just rotate it up by 90 degrees, and then by like 45 towards the camera. Let's see how that looks. Oh, that's pretty big. I can speak. Yeah, so just position this to wherever you want it, and I kind of like it right here. Just check if it's facing our camera right. So we can actually go to the camera and get our Z rotation here, and just put the Z rotation on this puppy right there, and then it will just face our camera perfectly. I think that actually is pretty center. I eyeballed it pretty good. Let's make that a little bit bigger and move it down, so it's like rising. That looks pretty good, I would say. So let's make the glowing material on this. And before we do that, let's actually make the power be 0, so we can see. So we will see how our glowing material here is going to affect the surroundings, so our environment. So I'm actually going to get a black body emission. By now you should know how to make this emission material. It's pretty easy. And you get a black body. I say you should know how to make it, and I do it wrong. So yeah, just plug diffuse into here, because we need a material first that's going to be emitting. So material, and then that, and that looks pretty nice. So let's hide all this. It's starting to look pretty good. Make this a little bit bigger actually. And our black body emission is gonna have RGB spectrum inside of it as always. And you guessed it, if you've looked at some of my recent my last videos, I really like blue, so I'm gonna go with blue. And this is pretty bright. Surface brightness, turn that down so you get something that doesn't kill your eyes instantly. On the camera right here, you want to go down to this green little camera and actually check Octane camera imager, so you know so you see how it is going to look when it's finished. I'm getting this. Okay, no, it's not our effect. Okay, yeah, this is pretty nice. This is looking pretty nice. But I don't like that little thing that is happening over there. So let's just move our thing right here. Just move it a little bit towards the camera so we get rid of that. I'm just rescale it. And I actually don't like how there is no light right here. So let's actually just put some lighting there. So I just want to grab a quick a light and a mesh. Was that right? No, not a mesh. I'm sorry. Grab a light and an area light and just drag that up and position it wherever you don't have light. So I want to have light hitting it from this side maybe a bit. So it's illuminating this mountain over here on the side. Let's move that over there. Just to make it point at that mountain. So let's see how that looks. That's better, but I still don't like it. So maybe a little bit closer and steeper angle. Yeah, it's starting to look better. And now this light, I'm actually going to make this light really small. Just like that. Not really small, but just make it smaller. And then I'll use nodes and I'll get a black body emission inside of the light. So just select the light, go to light, and then click on use nodes, and then replace the texture emission with a black body emission, and that should fix it. Like that's not gonna fix anything, but it's gonna look nicer. I like black body emission more. And then just give this the same blue as we have on here. So we can just copy this node actually, go back to our light, and just paste this node in here. We have the same color. Like that. Let's see how that looks. That's a little bit bright, so let's turn the power down of that. Not until it's dark. Kind of like that. And we have this right here. Maybe we want to add some stars to this. So let's go and click on our world here, and instead of a daylight environment, we're gonna take a texture environment, and the texture right here is not gonna be an RGB spectrum. This is going to be an image text. So click on image text and open. And I'll just open my star texture and I'll be right back. So I found my stars, they're right there. And I will just go to my object up here in the shader editor and go to world. And that's how I see what is going on in my world. So we can get rid of this background thing because we're not really using cycles. And the world output is going to be Octane. And texture environment, the texture is going to be an image texture. And yeah. So we just wanna put our stars right there and plug the out text into this texture right over here. And that's doing nothing. Why is that doing nothing? Oh, I know why that's doing nothing. So it's doing nothing because this power down here, power of this, we set to 0 earlier to see what's going on. So just put the power up a bit again, and you'll start to see stars, but these stars are a little bit big. So dim, barely see them. I want to scale them down a bit. So transform, full transform into transform, and then I'll just go to the scale and just scale them down. Not that much, but they just are a little bit smaller. Just like this maybe, and then the power up. Yeah, that's looking pretty nice. So just put the transform out, put it to 0.35 on the stars right here. So yeah, all this is done in the world and the shader editor. So yeah, and then when we have these stars, that's starting to look really nice. So just to give it that that touch, we can actually add on some, oops, we can actually add on in this world right here in the texture environment, we can add some volume. So there is actually this way. It's pretty easy. So just go to the world, texture environment, or I think any environment will have this medium handle. So just get a medium. I'll get a volume medium, and I'll plug this out medium into here. And as you can see, that will give us, when you turn it down, that'll give us a pretty nice medium. So I'll just turn this up a tad. You don't actually have to do this. I don't think it really changes much, but I just put it there for good measurements. Um, yeah. So let's actually turn it up pretty high. Yeah, I won't put it there, but this is just so you know, there is in the texture environment, in any environment, there will be this medium handle where you can plug any medium into. So just so you know that. Um, so we have this now, and I really like the look of it. So let's go to the camera and actually play around with the autofocus. And this autofocus just adds depth to any of your scenes. So I'll just get a plane axis. Where did it go? Oh, we have everything hidden here, so we can't see it. Oh, so I'll hide that, and I'll put this axis onto my object right there, so it focuses on it. And I'll just go back to rendered mode, do my camera, and then I'll go to my camera over here, camera properties. In the autofocus, I'll uncheck it, and I'll go to this bar here and click on the empty, and then I'll just play around with the aperture, and that's a little bit too much, so play around and I think that adds a lot of depth. That's pretty nice. So point 3 is pretty nice, and just to give it this final touch now, which this you should do on every single one of your renders, is checking the denoiser and Octane post-processing, because that just adds bloom down here, and it makes it look a lot better. And just turn this bloom up about here. You see these weird artifacts where it's these lines here where you can see like these separate parts. That's gonna be gone. It's just because this is not fully rendered. So 25, not 30, 25 bloom is usually the go-to that I do. And my glare ray count is always 1. I like 1 for some reason, because that's not really realistic, because I think in real life it always has like 4 or something. But I use 1. Uh, don't take my word on the glare count. It's I just said that. I don't know. I don't really actually know how many there are in real life, so don't judge me. So I just assumed that. So the glare angle, I'll put that to 0. Oops, not that much, 0. So it's gonna face straight up. So the glare power right here, I'm gonna turn that on. You're gonna see this glare happening here. It's gonna happen on everything here, but I'll turn up the glare blur to blur it again, and that's gonna look pretty nice now, because everything has this upward blur to it now, the glare, and actually or a little bit less maybe. So yeah, that is looking pretty nice. So I'll render this, and no, actually before I render this, let me play around with the stars a bit, because I'm quite satisfied with them. Turn them on just a slight bit. 0.010. Yeah, just so they're barely visible. That looks cool. Then maybe make him a lot smaller, just so they're barely visible. And stars in the background. That looks cool. And if you want to limit the stars, because you see there are a lot of stars right now, you can go and get a gradient text and put it between this, and then just drag in the black slider, and you'll see, look, it will get rid of a lot of stars. So if you drag this really close, you see there are just a little bit left as to the beginning where there were a ton. So I will actually keep it like down here somewhere. Let's look at it. Maybe turn the power up by like a little bit. Yeah. Okay, just a tiny bit of stars, and that is looking nice. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate a like, and you can also subscribe to get notified whenever I upload. And yeah, this has been a lot of fun. So hello guys, it's me here from the cut. Back here in the video, in the end the audio sadly corrupted. I don't know why that happened. I'll try. I hope that doesn't happen in the next video. Um, I think something went wrong with the microphone plug or something. But anyways, enough about that. So I'm just here to tell you that I hope you like it, and I hope you like it, and yeah, to just smash that like button. There will be videos coming regularly now. My normal upload schedule is gonna be back every week, a new video. And yeah, so uh, stay safe in these times and stay creative. Goodbye.